Boogie with the Bull. Let me hit this one and get us all to our normal lips. Get us all to our normal sizes. Hold on. There we go. We're all to our normal sizes. With us today, Randy Rhodes, our co-host, and Ray Figgins from the Patriots Lab, our guest. And it's anything and everything is on the table. Talk about it all. We're live on my profile on Facebook. We're also live on the Patriots Lab Network, and we are live on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, which everyone knows is www.youtube.com/@ which they shifted to David Goldman. And you'll see it in the live chat anyway. So go there and have fun with us.
So, being the co-host, I'll let our guest go first.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, always a pleasure being on with you, gentlemen. So you're the co-host now, huh, Randy? I didn't know that. Wow, we've come a long way.
That's what it says in the contract, but even though the contract's there, I can't see it because there's no contract.
Okay. He got promoted because he brings the computer, which has the news that we often use to discuss on it. So,
hey, speaking of which, this month my 2 monitors will be paid off, and I'm free.
Good.
I'm just trying to figure out what my next big thing for my studio is going to be. I haven't figured that out yet.
Well, right. We are live on X. We are live on Street Lock, and we are live on Winkin.
Wait a minute. Hey, shout out to Michael Jordan. Yo, he won the Daytona 500. Anybody in the car racing?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, Michael Jordan, man. He won Tyler Brick is his name. He won the Indianapolis 500 yesterday. Shout out to him. No, the Daytona 500. Daytona 500.
Daytona. That looks like a fun place to be. It's a beautiful building. It doesn't look as large in person as it is on TV, but it's a beautiful building to see. We got the privilege to stay across the street from it at the Hilton Garden Hotel when we were there, and it did not look as big, like I said, as it does on TV. But anyway, shout outs to everyone involved in the Indianapolis 500. And
now, is that the guy whose car got destroyed in a crash and he had to use his backup car?
I'm not sure. I didn't watch the whole race. Okay. I just seen the highlights this morning.
Okay. Well, since we're on kind of like sporty kind of things, did you guys hear about that? Supposedly, he's a professional, and his plane crashed, killing him and his wife. Miraculously, his doggy, who was in the car, managed to survive. Let's say his name is Ron Timmerman.
I didn't, but Ray?
No, where did this happen at?
Let's see. Federal Aviation, East Texas. Yeah, they're flying above East Texas with their doggy. They declared emergency due to engine problems. Something happened with the engine, and his windshield was covered in oil, and he couldn't see the fly. And he right into some high tension cable wire. Him and his wife died, but the doggy survived. So the doggy's on go to family members, but they're looking into it obviously to find out what happened to the engine. But apparently, this guy has his own flying school, many thousands of hours of flying time. So it just goes to show that no matter how good you are, if there's going to be a failure, it's going to be catastrophic. You would. I guess there was no way of cleaning the oil off his windshield to see the wire, but it happens, and that's why I don't like to fly.
Okay.
So, what does this guy get for winning the car race besides a big ass statue?
Big ass stack of money, and probably more endorsements and things will be named after him, and Antifa and BLM will probably tear it down. Uh,
Speaking about money, did you see Snoop Dogg's credit card got turned down at the Olympics, William?
I think William is on a phone call.
Yeah, he is
at the moment, but I didn't see that. But it would be embarrassing, I guess.
Yeah, especially when he earns $500,000 a day for appearing at the Summer Games. Okay,
Yep.
That's a shitload of money.
And
Then to go to buy a hamburger, French fries. What else he bought? Chicken nuggets, chicken wings, and his credit card gets rejected.
it's got to be embarrassing, but I'm sure that there is a reason for it. Because the man makes quite a bit of money being a host on NBC's The Voice too. So
I guess he doesn't carry cash with him. He obviously doesn't carry cash because the restaurant offered to give him the food for free. He said no. Instead, he gave them 5 tickets to the Olympics, which I guess are fairly expensive. So it's not expensive. I don't know. I mean, that's one of those things where you hope that one, your credit card didn't get hacked. 2, that you do have money in there, and hopeful that it's the people's machine that's screwing up. But wow.
What do you think, Ray?
I don't know. I'm just listening to the conversation.
Well, what do you think? What do you think about Snoop's credit card being declined?
Snoop's credit card?
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg's credit card was declined at the Olympics.
We're at the Olympics?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, it's probably a bookkeeping error that
it happens.
Whoever it is will probably not live down, of course, because it happened to Snoop Dogg. But
I mean, you got to remember. I mean, I don't even know why it's a story. I don't even know why it's a story.
It's not a story. I don't think, other than people want to embarrass Snoop. But to me, it's more like it's obviously a bookkeeping error somewhere.
This is the thing. How can you embarrass somebody that you know is worth millions of dollars? Okay, his credit card.
Right.
I'm not going to look for 1 minute and say, "Oh, Snoop, your credit card was declined. You're broke." I'm going to be like, "Dude, your machine is messed up, or the bank or something." See, so it's all about how you look at it, what perspective.
He's still welcome. He's still welcome anytime he wants to come to a boogie with the bull and explain the comical version of what happened, because I'm sure
can you imagine
Snoop will tell it very comically that embarrass whoever it was that created the whole.
Now, Ray Fagan's credit card declined. Now that's a story.
But you would come on and still blame and make it fun as you embarrass whoever made the mistake.
Because I'm sure he used the credit card before, plenty of times before it decided. Did it hit his limit? Did Snoop got a limit? You know how you got a daily limit when you go places.
If he has an Amex Black card, he has to make more than $1 million, I believe, annually to qualify for it.
And there is the black card.
And there is but I'm just using the black card for example. You have to make $1 million annually, and there is no limit on your card, meaning that if it was declined because he hit a limit, as far as I know, there is no limit that you can hit. So, and I'm sure that Snoop Dogg, if he bought burgers and fries and shakes for a bunch of people, I'm sure he's very good for the money. I mean, I understand that he's a fantastic landlord to live in one of his buildings. I understand, he's a humanitarian who takes care of people that may not be able to take care of themselves. So, it probably was a Monday morning billing error. That just the computer that was used to process the card probably.
I bet when he left that restaurant, he was on that phone to his bank. What the hell? Check my card.
I'm sure he was. The truth will be whether or not he just calmly and rationally talked to his credit card company, or whether or not he got on the phone and got angry at them, because he probably didn't make the call. Someone who works for him probably made the call, and that person might have got animated and yelled and screamed. But
well, as it was,
Mr. Dog, I don't think would have done that.
Well, as it was, he didn't pay for it himself. He gave his card to one of his people, or his people had his card, and they went up to make the payment, and the card got rejected.
Right.
So there's no more behind it for right now. So I don't know why, but if his people have his card in their hands all the time, are they using it, or is it just like you're saying, a machine failure? But if that was the case, then the next person's card that was ran would have also been rejected, and it wasn't. Right. So who knows? Maybe his card got hacked.
If he gave his card to someone on his staff to use, and they've been using it in ways that they shouldn't, I don't think I want to be there even when Snoop Dogg has a conversation with that person. It won't be a fun. That's be a fun conversation for him to have, because. Go ahead.
No.
Well, that's what happened to Abbott and Costello. I mean, they were very wealthy people, back in the day, and they both were using the same lawyer accountant to take care of all their bills and shit. And he was keeping the money. He wasn't making the bills. Well, he wasn't paying the taxes. And finally, it caught up, and they lost everything. They took the wedding bands off their fingers to go towards the debt. They died almost penniless because they trusted someone to take care of their finances.
So you have to trust the person that you give control or access to your money. You have to trust, and trust is, you trust that they're doing it, or they trust that you're going to watch over them to make sure what needs to get done gets done. I mean, I could very easily say to someone, here's a stack of bills, make sure they get paid by Friday of this week, and then I probably forget about it because I gave them the bills to pay. But if you're using it for yourself because you need help, I would have rather that you had at least said to me, I need help.
Yeah, thank God my daughter still lives at home, because this past month I wrote out the check for the rent.
Right.
I didn't have a little put stamps in, right?
Yep.
And he normally hangs on to it for a little bit of time before he actually cashes it. And I kept checking my bank, and he hasn't cashed it. He hasn't cashed it. He hasn't cashed it. He hasn't cashed it. And I'm wondering, what the hell? Why is he hanging on to it for so long? And I went and I looked in my desk drawer. Guess what I found?
The check.
I never freaking mailed it.
And he didn't contact you either.
He didn't contact me. Say, hey, Randy, where's my rent? So he came and he picked it up, and he hit me for $50 in late fees.
Yeah. We've never had that problem because it's ready within the time that we agreed to, that she agreed to, and
well, I had the money. I just didn't get it.
Yeah, I know you did. I forgot
to take it to. I forgot that.
You just forgot to move it
to the mailbox.
You forgot to move it to where it belongs to.
Yeah, the mailbox.
Right. But Ray is a billionaire, so Ray doesn't have that problem. I'm sure. Although being a billionaire, he doesn't live in California, and pay the 5% billionaire tax, which I guess Meta's Mark Zuckerberg has decided he's not going to pay it as far as residence goes. He's going to move to the $150, $200 million mansion that he bought in Florida. And Ray probably has that problem too. Ray and his beautiful wife probably looking up a list of all their homes each night and decide which one they're going to sleep in that night. You know I'm kidding around, Ray. I'm having fun with you and the wonderful people on the Patriots Lab Network that are with us this morning.
I did argue with him a little bit nicely. Look, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you ask where's the check?
Right.
I had now you see the dates on the check. I just he has a partner, and the partner is an asshole.
Well,
and
okay.
the partner wanted the late fees, so I had to send him.
So
I had to send him out a separate check for freaking late fees.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is that thank God, I have this side thing going. So over the past several months, I actually paid him a full month ahead.
Yep.
So he had the bulk of the rent from before, just not enough to, I was like $58 short.
Right.
So because it's $58 short, he nailed me for the fines.
Okay.
But I'm back to being a full month ahead on the rent. So I was like,
right. Yeah.
Are we talking about any news today?
Yeah, we are.
We're going to talk about a lot of news today, Ray.
Well, before we get started,
Okay.
being that we was on the Olympics, let me just give my little soliloquy and
Go
then
ahead.
we can get started.
Go ahead. No. You're welcome to the time.
One of the reasons I love, my wife was even like, man, you really into this. Hey, I love the Olympics. I love the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, and all of that good stuff. And me particularly, the ice dancing, the skating is one of my preferred sports. So there's a young man. His name is Mikhail Shadrour.
Okay.
He was penciled in to come in 8th in the men's figure skating championship.
Okay.
And this is one of the reasons why I love the Olympics, because not many sports do you train for almost your whole life and years into the process, and then when you get the opportunity, you only have one shot at it.
Yep.
Just one shot. So I'm watching this guy, Mikhail Shadrour from Kazakhstan, who was supposed to come in 8th. And I'm listening to the broadcasters talk about the supposedly gold medalists and silver medalists and bronze medalists. Yep. It was supposed to be U.S. Wins the gold, Japan wins silver, and Australia wins the silver. Well, the kid from Kazakhstan, he does his routine.
Yep.
Does better than expected. Winds up in 4th place. They're talking about how he's going to miss the podium because the next 3 are a lock for gold, silver, and bronze.
Yep.
The Australian comes up, falls down, falls off the podium, moves the young Kazakhstan into bronze medal position.
Awesome.
Japanese skater comes up there, predicted to win silver the whole time, falls down, is knocked off the podium. The Kazakhstan now moves into silver place.
Awesome.
The American, they call him the quad god. 21-year-old kid. They predicted him to win the gold medal and everything. All the pressure is off of him. Only thing he has to do is skate a clean set because his competition is done.
Okay.
The quad god gets on the ice. Halfway through, falls down.
Oh.
He is now off the podium. The Kazakhstan that was predicted to come in 8th, won the gold medal, first time Kazakhstan has had an ice skater in 40 years participate in the Olympics. That's why I watch the Olympics, because you only get one shot.
Now
You only get one shot to get it right.
So
Right.
I have a comment about that because I don't care about the Olympics, but my wife, my daughter down there, they're watching 20 hours a day of the damn Olympics. They were watching what you were talking about, but apparently what happened was that the day before what you're talking about, those skaters, they had speed skaters on that same rink, and because so many of the previous skaters who did so well, like the American that was supposed to get the gold, and they fell and they fell and they fell and they fell. They believe that the rink was messed up for skating for them because the speed racers being on the track and the ice wasn't.
The kid from Kazakhstan just skated a few moments before them.
Right.
Everybody was on an equal playing field.
Right.
Everybody had the same routine. Everybody had to do the same spins, had to do the same footwork. Everybody had to do the same shit. Yeah. They fell because of the pressure.
They fell because of the pressure.
I was watching the quad god in the warm-ups. He was doing them. And before he was supposed to get on the ice, you know, when all 6 of them are on the ice, they do it out. Oh, he was doing the quads. He was doing it. Spinning it around there. Oh, the quad god. It's the quad god. He's got gold. But when the lights was on him and him alone, he couldn't. He fell under the pressure.
The bottom line is that kid from Kazakhstan, if he won the gold medal, he had a day that he deserved the gold medal. And the Olympics are the kind of thing where you just have to be happy for the person who wins the gold, silver, and bronze, or gold, bronze, and silver, whatever order they're in. You have to be happy. But then again, yes, you do want to feel bad for the person from Team USA who had a bad day and just couldn't do it.
Oh God, I felt so bad.
You're from the U.S. Now, I find that I enjoy, but I don't know anything about the game where they knock the ice cake around. It looks like shuffleboard. That
curling. You're talking about curling.
Curling. Yeah, I love watching that because I could see myself as a curler or playing curl with someone, just because there is a lot of thinking that goes into that.
No, not really. The primary goal is to get yours as close to the center, get them to stay there, and make sure you can get all the opponents out of there.
See,
you gain points.
You have to think about knocking. I would have to think about knocking Ray's out, or only knocking Randy's so far, but it puts me in a better position.
Well, you know who's the most important part? The guys who shave the ice, to actually direct it, they actually slow it down, speed it up.
Yeah.
Those are the ones. You know them things weigh 4 bowling balls. Each one of those things weigh the same amount as 4 bowling balls.
Oh, that.
And, so if you put 4 bowling balls in a bag and try to lift it, that's how much one of those weigh.
And luge has always been one of my favorites to watch. But to me, it's amazing that you can see people who may not be that physically strong, but they must be, over how fast that luge thing is moving.
Yeah, they move, man.
When I saw that as an Olympic sport, I had to laugh because my wife worked almost her entire life in nursing homes, and that is one of the games that the old folks in the nursing homes play. And I think to myself, what in the hell is an old person's game doing at the Olympics? And I thought, well, it's just a sporting thing. People like doing it. It's okay, whatever. But I had to laugh a little bit. Yeah.
Well, they play shuffleboard, but how many of those shuffleboarders, and I'm sure there's a lot, even though they're old, could be curlers. I mean, a
Wow.
lot of them can probably move on from playing shuffleboard to playing curling, but not necessarily with a 400-pound ice cake. But they
I
might
mean,
have
yeah,
to cut.
there's a lot to that, man. You gotta make sure you're putting the right amount of force behind it, because you push it too hard, it'll go right past. Them guys that have got the brooms, they can only do so much. So it takes a whole team. You can't just shuffleboarder come out there. He'll be able to come out there and just slide that shit down there, but to know and to understand how much pressure to apply and stuff like that to make it. Oh yeah.
I mean, the funny thing in life is when you see the weightlifting expeditions on the street and the muscle guy lifts up, I don't know, what looks like 1,000 pounds of weight. And then the clown looking guy just walks up and an old Japanese gentleman just lifts it up like it's butter because he knows the technique, or maybe it's AI that we're watching, but he knows the technique and he just lifts it up and puts it down, just, for the hell of it. But, these men and women in the Olympics, whether they're Team USA or not, they're fantastic athletes.
They are.
So, the FBI, the FBI, since the FBI, retired FBI agents who have been following the Guthrie case, they're, paid by different news outlets to, hey, what do you think about this? You're a professional. And so this one guy, he's questioning the ransom notes, because from what he said, this here article is from 51 minutes ago. He said that it's odd that whoever sent the purported ransom notes following Nancy Guthrie's disappearance did not set up a way for the family to communicate with them. So he finds that kind of strange. So here they want the money, but they don't tell the people how to communicate with them. Does that follow suit to what you guys have been hearing?
I think the FBI. Go ahead, Ray.
This is my whole thinking on it. For some people that don't want to get caught, they've been doing a lot of corresponding in these past 2 weeks. I watched shows like CSI Miami, and NCIS. I watch all of these shows. We got so much technology.
Yep.
And I would dare say 99.9% of us don't really know how in depth and how much technology we really got. So why, for the life of me, would somebody kidnap some people and then why are you sending notes to TMZ? Like, our forensic people at the end of the day can't really find out where these notes came from. These people keep sending out stuff like they either they eventually want to get caught, but because you're gonna do some shit like that, you got to go off the grid. You walk, drop something off in the post box and shit, a note off somewhere, and then you just stay silent. It's like every day they corresponding with some new shit.
But the FBI lab in Quantico will play the game with them, knowing that eventually they're going to catch the bad guy. And the bad guy will play the game with Quantico, probably knowing that eventually they're going to get caught. But yes, Ray, like you said, I still don't understand for the life of me why they communicated with a small, a news outlet like TMZ. I don't want to insult Harvey Levin and the work that he does with TMZ, but I don't understand why a kidnapper would communicate with them and not go after traditional mainstream media.
I personally think, and I could be wrong, but my personal opinion, for what it's worth, is I think it's a hoax. You're like 15 days into it or whatever, And they always say, on TV, well, if it's been more than 48 hours, that person's dead. So we are like 15 days later, and we still haven't got a solid clue. You have all those Ring doorbell cameras. I'm using Ring as a brand
Right.
price. All those door
Okay.
frame
Yep.
cameras, uh, plus the traffic cameras. They got what 2 dozen gloves now they found, plus the backpack that you can buy in any Walmart store, and they've uh, the blood splatter here and blood over here. And I'm sorry, by now they would have found the body or found her alive or found these people. Now they're starting to say, well, she lives really close to the Mexican border, so she might be in Mexico by now. Um, I think it's a hoax that went bad, and they don't know how to bring it to an end. My
Hoax in
personal
what
opinion, for what
way?
it's worth.
Hoax in what way? Was the family involved? Do you think the family was involved in it?
Well, yeah.
They,
The woman, the daughter's worth $40 million. The mom is living by herself in her 80s in $1 million plus home out in the boonies. Okay, she only has one camera, and the camera doesn't have a paid subscription to record it. So that took some days for the FBI to go into the clouds and find the stored video.
okay.
I'm sorry, one camera for $1 million plus piece of property.
Okay.
I think she did it to bring her name into the news to make her more important, and she doesn't know how to back out of it.
What do you think, Ray?
I don't know what to think right now.
I don't-
I'm gonna let Randy. I'm gonna let Randy keep that thought open because
Okay.
I mean he might not be far off because a lot of things don't make sense to me, as I was explaining earlier. So
Come on. So they got the guy coming up to the door porch. He has what appears to be, I guess, a little flashlight in his mouth, so his hands are free. He's got a handgun on his belt, and he's trying to do something with the camera. Then he went and he pulled some weeds out, and he's doing something with the camera. I guess he's trying to smear it or whatever so it doesn't record. Uh, I'm sorry, those cameras, unless they have it actually hardwired to the electrical of the house, you just pull the suckers off and toss them. But one person going to do a kidnapping, that makes no sense. Because you need at least two, because she's going to probably fight back to the best of her abilities. If it's a real, you're going to have to go in. You're going to have a lookout. You're going to have help knocking her out or whatever, and then carrying her ass down the stairs. It probably has 50 steps going to the second floor. And then help carrying out to the car. Where's the car at? Like you said in your broadcast the other day. Where the hell is the car at?
I don't know, other than they drove. Something drove up a road that should have been blocked, should have been gated, should have been.
then we should see. Hey,
Go ahead, Ray.
if it was pitch black, we should see lights coming into the frame of the house.
Okay, headlight.
Well,
Yeah,
right.
some type of headlight, or say even if they say, well, he turned the headlights off before he pulled up. Okay, let's go a couple of houses down, where he had to see, and let's see what cars go. Let's see what cars go by.
Well, people say that a white van was in the area. Well, okay, you're right, Ray. They should have looked at every camera on the block, hoping to find a license plate, even if it turns up that it was rented. But if it turns out that it was a rented white van, it would at least give direction to go to the rental agency and see what you can find from them.
Okay, this is another question. They
ahead.
said she wasn't robbed.
Right.
Everything was left. So this individual, at least to me, if you look at it in the ring cam, everything he had on. See, I'm very observant.
Right.
Everything he had on was of thick nature.
Yeah.
From the mask to the gloves to the fleece jacket thing to the jeans, the boots, and then he had the knapsack. that that is quite overdressed for somebody that just got out of a vehicle. To me,
Yeah. Well, you
there are
also
other.
don't know what was in the backpack, which we need to
No,
know.
I'm talking about when the initially approaches the house.
Right.
He looks more dressed as a walking person trying to stay warm and comfortable because you can camouflage or conceal yourself with lighter. If you in a car, like you ain't got a big wolf's cap on, you ain't got.
Right.
He dressed like he was from the outdoors.
Yeah.
And the key to it all, this is the key that got me. If you notice and you look at his knapsack, you know how they got those protective snaps that come across?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was snap. So you mean to tell me he's got the whereabout to be in a vehicle, have all that hot shit on, put the knapsack on. He's only walking 4 or 5 feet. See, this is how my brain thinks. He only walking to the house. Why is he gonna put that secure strap? See, that's where people that's getting ready to climb up mountains and shit. You know, you want your shit to be secure and you don't want to lose it. That's how my brain thinks. So why would that be snapped? He just got out of a vehicle, but where is the vehicle? This is the thing. If Miss Guthrie could not fit in a knapsack, why are we looking for a knapsack? And if you pay attention to the suspect description between 5'9", 5'10", very broad. There's about 10 million Americans that are between 5'9" and 5'10" in this country. And then you got the nerve to say he got an Ozark bag from Walmart. So now you want me to believe that we're going to go through 80,000 Walmart footages and look for everybody between 5'9" and 5'10"? Everybody's a suspect now?
Well,
you got to listen to what they say. They if you don't pay attention to what they say, you really think they're giving you some type of information when they ain't giving you shit.
They were giving us a little bit of information, like they could trace Walmart receipts that go to the days that she was quote unquote kidnapped, if that's what it was. And they could eliminate everybody else that bought the backpack before.
But how do you know when? How do you know that could have been his? That could have been his son's backpack from 2 years ago.
True. That's true. But they have to eliminate everybody step by step. I mean, why they have to do it that way, I don't know. But I watched too much television, and I agree with you. They look at everything in a television program and try to find the one thing that we've missed. And
I mean, who's to say that backpack was even bought new? It could be bought from a Goodwill store or something like that. I mean, you're wasting time, like you're saying, looking for a receipt of a backpack that's going to be somewhere in the area of this person's house. I mean, but I think they're wasting time. I mean, look at it took a few years, but they finally got the guy. The FBI finally tracked down the mastermind behind the attack on the Benghazi embassy.
Yep.
If they can find that dude, why can't they find this guy here in their own backyard? I got a question, Randy. You can't get DNA from an eye retina? No. You have to have it. You have DNA. Well, he was looking into the camera. The laser, they can't get no type of shit from the eyeball. No, but you have to take the essence of the eye. It's like spit. Okay, so Ancestry and 23andMe, blah blah blah. They all use blood or they use spit. It has to be biological of your body. Just looking into a camera lens, you can't get DNA.
No,
you can match up. You can match up
Yeah.
eye shapes, stuff like that.
Yeah, you get facial recognition, can't you?
Right, but you can get facial recognition as far as the eyes. So if somewhere along this guy, had a background check done or he was arrested, and they have his picture,
they can match up the eyes, but if he's never been in the system, they're not going to find his eyes.
I'm sure the guy had a driver's license. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Speaking of which, you're right about that, because they keep those pictures on file. So I don't drive anymore, and my license expired.
Well, I don't either.
You're number one in my life.
Well, I don't either. But your state ID card becomes your state ID card.
What I'm trying to say is this: is that my license is like 5 years expired. I've been trying to find somebody to get that stupid ID card that they have. What thing's called? Real ID. So everyone keeps saying you have to drive the PennDOT. You got to drive the PennDOT. No, I found out that I actually called PennDOT, and they said if you go online, you fill out this form, and then you add in your driver's. You're going to give up your driver's license. You send it to us. We'll send you back a form, and you're good to go. They'll use the picture they have on file for the real ID card.
Democrats call me a fearmonger because I tell people if you have to make a change, it's whatever day of the week it is. Like today, it's February 16th, 2026, and the election is Tuesday, November 3rd, 2026. You have ample time if you want to make the changes to vote. And if you don't, well, you run a risk of being abused by some people that should vote in our election. That's
like I was saying the other day. We got 3 things in the mail to vote by mail. Mm-hmm. They don't know who the hell is in this household. Anyone can fill it. I can fill out 3 of them and send them in.
They don't, but that they assume that your wife, your daughter, and you are the people. But you're right. They don't know if you fill out all 3 or they fill out all 3 or she fills out all 3.
Yeah, right.
They don't. And especially I believe that the exception is put on us handicapped people that, if you can't get to a poll, that you're going to fill out just yours and send it back. Or deliver it back. Maybe that's what we need to do. But I don't really know. I don't know.
I got a video for you, gentlemen.
Go ahead, send it, and I will do my best to get it. You got it.
Let me know. Let me know when you got it.
Well, it keeps disappearing before I get my. There it is. There.
Today's protest was peaceful. There have been skirmishes between protesters and counter-demonstrators in neighboring communities. It's turning an atmosphere of pride for parents into one of protection. Nearly 200 students walked out of Stanwood High today to stand up for what they believe in. Many of them fearful for their futures and their friends.
Here today because they're killing innocent people.
In my heart, those people that are getting deported out there, I send my heart out to those families.
It's hard not to feel hopeless at some points.
But these students feel empowered through their numbers. According to NPR, 2025 was the deadliest year for immigration raids in 2 decades, with at least 32 in-custody deaths through this January. Protests like this catalyzed by the deaths of American citizens Renee Good and Alex Preddy in Minneapolis.
I feel scared and a little angry for those that don't feel safe enough to be in what should be a wonderful country.
While many parents are proud of their protesting kids, many more are concerned for their safety. Recent skirmishes in nearby Lake Stevens and Lakewood ended with alleged threats by ICE supporters and actual punches thrown by both sides.
Well, that's kind of why I'm here. Because I did worry that if there was some counter-protest, that things could get ugly.
Karen Toth, one of dozens of parents who showed up to defend their kids today.
I'm glad that my mom's here in case stuff goes wrong. I knew that my brother was going to be here.
For now, the protests and the raids continue, with these students refusing to give up hope for peace to prevail.
The young girl.
It makes you sick to the stomach.
Well, wait a minute. I didn't mean to do that. I hit the wrong one by mistake. I apologize. The young girl said it best. She was happy that her mother was there and was, quote unquote, amply taken care of. There is nothing wrong with anyone in the United States, a student, if you are a student, showing and speaking your voice. You should do that as often as you can. But if you pick up a rock and you throw the rock at another person, that is against the law.
So you agree with students being able
I agree.
Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish my question. So you agree with students being able to leave school and go out and protest a lie? Because there were those are anti-ICE protesters. So let me finish. You agree with schools, you agree with the educational system in this country allowing teachers to manipulate students with lies. Did you hear the young girl? I'm out here because they're killing them.
Yeah, I got to be able to share that don't support what Ray's saying.
Okay. I agree.
They're pushing a lie. They're using these kids for propaganda.
So
and by force, it came out that the teachers are saying, if you want to pass this course, you have to participate in this. If you don't, you'll be punished.
There is forget about what the teacher is saying. A student has a right to attend that protest.
Okay, wait a minute. You got a 16-year-old. He is a junior in high school. No, listen. You have a 16-year-old kid. Let me finish. You have a 16-year-old kid who is a junior in high school, because it all goes back to the basic, what type of parent are you?
Okay.
You will let your child, go out and protest a lie.
I will let my child go out and exercise who they are and what they are. But there is a difference between picking up a rock and throwing the rock at an ICE officer who is doing their job.
So
stand on the sidewalk safely. You stand on the sidewalk at a safe distance away from what is going on, and you protest. Why? Because I was allowed, my parents said, or didn't seem to have a problem with me going off years ago and doing the same thing. If I went to
what was your cause? But what was your cause? Was it just? No. Was your cause just?
Yes.
Okay. You really think going out and protesting government officers that are trying to get illegal citizens out of this country, you would allow your child, depending if they got the freedom of speech or what, you would really be like, you know what you're about to do is really fucked up.
I would allow them to go and do it from a safe distance and not get involved in what the ICE officer is there doing. Renee Nicole Good got herself shot because she drove into the middle of an ICE operation and she refused to leave when the ICE officer asked her to leave.
And you know what Renee Goods, you know what her family was saying? They was totally against what she was dealing with. That's why her husband. So it goes back.
There is a difference between doing what Renee Nicole Good wanted to do and Renee Nicole Good driving herself into the middle of an ICE operation where she didn't need to be. Why? Because everybody else and possibly their children stood at a safe distance and watched and protested, and they all went home that night.
Dave, I just want to end it. I'm gonna land my plane with this.
Okay.
I understand people have the right to freedom of speech.
Okay.
I understand people, but you would represent people standing on a lie. So that's like saying you agree with what you agree with what Maxine Waters and all of them other people say when they say
I would
all right.
represent them being there so they can see it for themselves and decide what they want to do.
Can I play this video? This is going to be added to your argument.
There's a difference between being at a safe distance and holding up a sign. Standing in the street is a protest. I would not teach my children to stand in the street and stop traffic. I would not.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Would you teach your kids between right and wrong?
Yes. But they have. But there's more to it. They have to decide what is right or wrong. I can stand next to them and say, no, that's where we differ. But you have to decide for yourself whether or not you want to be there.
God bless my grandmother. If I was 18 years old, a senior in high school, and she seen my behind out there doing some shit that she knew was morally wrong, I'd be on the news, okay? I'd be on the news, all right, just like my kids know and understand.
But there have been parents that have gone to these rallies and pulled their kids aside and said,
yes, exactly, yes. Yeah, and I applaud them.
Okay, I applaud them too. But that's all you have to let that child see for themselves.
And why did they go save them? Why did they go pull them out then?
I don't know why they didn't.
Because they found out their kids were there.
Can I play this video?
I do believe that, yes, permission should have been given from the parents as to whether or not my child was going to attend. There have been videos that showed, I think,
go ahead, Randy. He's going back and forth.
Two kids, three kids. No, I'm not going back and forth, Ray. I'm going, you have to speak for yourself. And just because maybe your parents will change, but you need to speak for yourself.
So if the school called you, if school called you and said, Mr. Dave Glavin,
I would have asked more questions.
We want your permission. We get ready to go out here. We get ready to
I would have asked more questions like, why are you going to this rally?
And they would have said to protest ICE.
Yeah, well, you can protest ICE standing on the sidewalk 6 miles away from them. And everybody stands on the sidewalk 6 miles away from them and holds their sign.
Randy's holding the video.
They don't go to an ICE rally. Not everybody goes to an ICE rally to get involved in the ICE rally.
Okay.
You don't have to go stand in the middle of the street and get hit by a car.
No,
you don't have to go.
You're right.
You don't have to.
We're talking apples and oranges right now.
No, we're not talking apples.
We are.
But I'm playing Randy's video.
Hopefully it plays.
Oh, yeah. I tried to find that one this morning. I couldn't find him. He wouldn't pick his fucking son up.
Hold on.
Volume. He went and got his son. I go with my kids' ass all the way back to school.
Okay. I'm going to cut it down because we don't need to see them driving out of the front of back of the car or whatever. But, there.
Indoctrinating our damn kids.
Well, right. But you need to know whether or not a teacher is taking them to that rally to indoctrinate their sins.
Why else would they be there? Why else would they be there? They're standing up for something wrong. They're standing up for something totally wrong, so they're being indoctrinated. If they're not standing up for anything right.
Okay, you can't decide whether or not they're doing something right or wrong.
So do you believe defunding the police is right?
You talked over the part where the kid was saying that he was forced to do it. He didn't have a choice.
Well, he did have a choice, okay?
His
because
choice was being expelled.
In another video, there were kids that didn't go because their parents said, "You're not going." Okay? Teachers that are going to indoctrinate you or take you to a rally to indoctrinate you, those teachers should be terminated from their job. But a teacher that holds a conversation that says, on Tuesday, we're going to stand and observe, or you can hold a sign if you wish to hold a sign, is giving you freedom to do what you need.
That's what's happening. These teachers are telling kids you go there or you get a failing grade or you be expelled.
Then you get rid of
and
those.
They're being indoctrinated. Well, it's like you're saying, the teacher had blue hair, pink hair, purple hair.
Then you go to
bunnies.
the school.
They're being indoctrinated.
Then you go to the
his
school
second
board.
video is he pulled his kid out and he's homeschooling his kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then you go to the school board and say that teacher that has red and blue hair is indoctrinating our students in something that we don't believe should be taught. Forcing you to go to a rally and hold a sign that protests the ICE rally is wrong. Period. Forcing you to do something is wrong. Giving you the opportunity to go to an ICE rally, stand at a safe distance and observe what is happening. And that student decides whether or not they need to be there is up to them. But not being there while it's during class time, because you should not be at that rally protesting while you're in school. It should.
Well, wait a minute. Earlier, you just said they have the right to be out there.
They have a right to be out there. But if you're in school learning math and the math teacher decides on Tuesday they're going to go protest the ICE rally, that's fine.
Okay,
Send that teacher, leave my student there to learn math. Because that's what they're there for. That's what I pay my school tax.
Okay.
For.
That's not how.
And if you can't do,
why you keep doing that?
If they can't do the job of teaching math, then yes, I'm going to stop paying my school taxes, or I'm going to pay.
But wait a minute, Dave. Wait a minute, Dave. In the beginning, you said they had the right to be out. No, Dave, I'm just going off. Randy can vouch for me. And you know me and Randy, we don't get on the same team every now and again.
They have a right to speak for themselves. But
during school hours. No, okay, wait a minute. Let's break it down. During school hours.
No.
Okay, see, that's where we at. No, Dave, stop. Dave. They can do it. See, because I'm going to throw the olive branch, Dave. Anything you want to do after school, hey, 3:05, we can all meet at the bus stop.
Or
Okay,
they
that's
can
not
sit-
what we was
they
talking
can
about,
sit
Dave.
in the
Dave,
classroom
no, Dave.
and
No, I'm gonna
discuss
use
it
one of your
if
words,
they
Dave.
want.
No, Dave. That's not what the conversation was.
Okay, well, that's
Okay,
what the
I'm
conversation
just
was.
I don't want, especially for the people that are watching,
That's
because
what
we've
the
been going back and
conversation
forth.
was. No.
But you was saying earlier
Okay,
they got the right to leave.
they have a
Oh,
no. I didn't. I never said they have.
but
the
that's
right
what
to
they were
leave.
doing. Nobody was talking
And
about
that-
after school. I
and
never
that-
mentioned after school.
Okay,
Even the video
Well,
I showed
I'm
showing the
mentioning
kids
it.
leave school, Dave.
okay. I'm mentioning that it's wrong, and
Okay.
it should, indoctrinating my student by taking them to an ICE protest is wrong
Okay.
during school time. If
All right.
the student feels they agree with protesting, that's fine. Protesting is fine. And I will support it, but I won't support it during their school time. I will not.
Okay.
I will not send my child to an ICE rally knowing they're going to pick up a rock and throw it at an ICE officer. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do that.
No, we're not talking about that. Nobody, that's common sense. We wasn't talking about that. We was talking about them being allowed to disrupt the curriculum.
No.
See, I like trying to find a big
Okay.
word. Them trying to disrupt the curriculum. Okay, it's third period. Everybody, let's go protest. I don't want to go.
No.
You're going to get an F on your test if you don't go. Because you got to understand, peer pressure is a mother. You think these kids want to be the one that's left out? You think they want to be bullied and picked on the rest of the year when the majority of the kids are going out there? Just like Randy said, the kid said he was forced, intimidated. He didn't want to feel like an outcast, so he went. He didn't even know why. He knew it was wrong.
Most likely,
you know why I knew he was wrong? Because you see it in his dad.
And he called his dad. He called his dad.
Right.
I said, Dad, come get me.
I would have been one of the parents that would have shown up with my 18-year-old or younger student and said, no, you're not going to that rally because that rally is scheduled during school time.
Okay.
You have one.
Now that we got that.
You have one job.
Now that we got that taken care of.
A comment was sent to me because obviously it's not showing up on the show here. It says kids who skip school should be suspended and the teachers who promote the bullshit should be fired.
That's correct.
Amen.
That's correct.
Amen.
But that's not what you were saying.
No, Dave.
You were all for the kids going to the protests.
I'm fine.
Yeah, they got the right.
Okay, let me clarify it then. I'm fine with a child of mine going with me after school to an ICE rally and standing at a safe distance and hopefully making sure nothing happens to my child.
We're about to get to that part now.
But unfortunately, there is no safe spot.
Well,
at any type of protest,
you can't guarantee, right?
Because there has the possibility of rolling over to the block, and the mace and the gas and the shit, and teachers should not be taking their students after school to anywhere. Now, if a parent goes with, that's on the parent.
That's okay,
but not during school hours.
That's okay. There will not be that blue-haired, red-headed school teacher.
But at the same point,
who teaches my child
teacher that takes the kids to a protest like that shouldn't be teaching. Because you know damn well they're teaching their students to hate ICE, to hate Trump, to hate our government, to hate our way of life. Okay. That's not what they're supposed to be. If they want to go to college and learn that and pay for it, fine. Not in high school when the parents are paying for it.
I meant simple. They will not interrupt a math class. I'm using math as an example. To take my child to an ICE protest rally because that teacher wants to go protest. That's not that teacher's job. That teacher, as far as I'm concerned, can be an ICE protester, but it's not discussed in my child's math class. It's not discussed in any of my child's classes. I don't
But
care.
it is. But Dave,
is.
It is.
But that's when you go to the school board with a bunch of parents and say,
Okay.
that teacher needs to be pulled from
right.
teaching what they're teaching.
Let's get another comment, because I got another question that piggybacks off of this.
Okay.
You can. I understand you got freedom of speech and all that stuff, but at a point, don't you have to decipher and make a decision on what type of freedom of speech is? I mean, really, you would allow your kid to stand outside peacefully on the sidewalk because they're allowed to exercise their First Amendment right to stand out there that says,
I don't believe
ICE. No, listen, that says ICE, get out, stop killing our citizens. You would be cool.
I don't believe any of my children
That's
would want to go.
No, we're going back to the point.
Okay.
See, you're totally flipping. See, you've gotten the backlash. It's not popular. And now you're trying to save face and you can't.
No, I'm not trying
because you came out in the beginning of this segment, number one, staunch that kids can leave school.
No. Okay.
And they got the right. They do.
The part that I didn't communicate correctly is that no, they cannot leave school. Okay? They can't.
And then second, I addressed it personally to you because you started saying it was okay. And I kept asking you personally. And you kept standing on, I'll let them do whatever they want to do.
Let's play this next video. Here's the same father days later going to the school board, and he's addressing this to the school board.
Oh, he's got the suit on. Yeah, I seen that one too. That's a good one too.
So you ready?
No, it stopped. Hold on. Okay.
No audio. Well, that's not good. Here we go. Helps if I start the audio. There you go.
Okay. Let me finish the thought pattern. I guess Ray has left. Let me finish the thought pattern. If you are in school, you are in school to learn. If the teacher wants to indoctrinate you, and take you somewhere out of the school. That is wrong.
Where did William go?
I don't know where William went. He's welcome to come back, but he's welcome not to come back.
Yeah, my time's up too, but I want to say one last thing. If any school district allows their teachers to come to work wearing blue hair, pink hair, purple hair, rainbow colors, the bunny costumes and stuff like that, that's indoctrination. That's a child seeing their teacher with blue hair, purple hair, rainbow colors, dressed as an animal, saying it's okay, and I want to do the same thing. They're not there to do that. They're there to teach the fundamentals to get these kids out into the real world. The Amish and Mennonites, they don't do that. They stop school in 8th grade. You know why? Because they've taught their kids how to survive in the real world. Those kids are out there farming land. They're building homes. They're building barns and stores. They're building chairs. That all takes mathematics and skills that's not being taught when you got a blue hair, pink hair, purple hair, rainbow colored teacher teaching our kids.
Okay. If a rainbow colored teacher came up to me and could teach my child what I need my child to learn in the home, that's okay. I don't care what you do on your own time and who you do it with on your own time. But if you can teach my child what they need to learn in the classroom, I don't care what you wear. For me, this is not about what you wear and what you do on your own time. This is about what you do on my child's time.
But by going to the classroom dressed like that, color hair like that, with the rainbow flags on the walls, that is a soft way of indoctrinating the kids.
If they are,
when I went to school, you saw the ABCs on the wall. You saw the picture of the president of the United States. You saw the American flag in the corner. That's teaching the kids politics in the way of loving your flag, respecting your president, and the basics of learning your skills.
Your child is there. If the child is being indoctrinated, you're going to pull your child from there. When your child comes home and tells you this is what is going on in the classroom, you're going to go to the school board with 87,000 other domestic terrorists, as the FBI used to label them, and tell the school board, I'm not sending my child anymore to you, or I'm not paying my school board taxes to you if you are going to support this kind of education. And if they don't agree with you, you're going to pull your children. The public schools have become the indoctrination centers of education, as Bill Muckler used to call them for years in his books. In one of the 2020 books, I don't remember which one, 2020, A Clear Vision for Our Future, or 2020, A Clear Vision for America. In one of the two books, there is a chapter that talks about closing the Department of Education on the state level, on the federal level, and giving it to the states. Whether or not you want to go further with that, I don't know.
Well, let me ask you a question, Dave.
Go ahead.
Do you really think it's feasible for everybody that don't agree with the school system to pull their kids?
It's not feasible.
Okay.
I'm sure for a lot of people, but the answer to that question is, if you can't be there Monday through Friday to homeschool your child, I'm sure there is another person in your neighborhood that can be there or will be there. I don't work. I'm retired from working. I have Parkinson's and I have Lewy body dementia. That doesn't mean I can't teach your child some things that they need to learn. I can't.
And you're gonna supply all the credentials that's needed to advance and excel in life. Forget what you need. You need documentation. You just can't say, "Well, Dave Glavin taught me."
No,
Well,
I'm,
where's the graduation
gonna-
piece of paper that certifies?
I'm going to
you, Mr.
give
Blackman?
them. I'm going to give them a textbook. I'm going to give them paperwork that shows how I taught it, because you know as well as I do that purple-haired teacher is going to show up and go, "Oh no, you're not teaching them a damn thing." I'm going to show up and show that I'm teaching them, or someone else is teaching them. I can use, for example, and I have used for example before, that our grandson came to our house and learned a math lesson by building raised beds for us. He had to measure the wood. He had to cut the wood, meaning he had to learn how to use the tools properly to cut the wood. He had to nail it all together. He had to build it. So in that, I don't know, 2 hour demonstration of math to him, he learned, hopefully, that math is important. I've always said on my broadcast, I couldn't understand algebra, but I sat in Mr. Headley's class because he took his role by homework turned in. When he got to realizing that I didn't turn mine in for 2 minutes, because that was the amount of time that he gave me, was, "Steve, I just don't understand what you're trying to teach me, and no one wants to help me understand it." And his simple answer was, "You need to be here for the time." So, okay, I was there for the time. I didn't understand it until a chief engineer of a college radio station took me aside and said, "You need to understand some basic algebra, because you're the disc jockey that's going to be looking at the equipment that isn't working right, and you need to figure out what it is and be able to fill out a log that says you understand why we're running 5 watts higher than we're allowed to."
Yes,
Good
well, my
morning,
time.
Mama Mona. Got Mama Mona from YouTube. Mama Mona says parental access cameras in every classroom, allowing parents to monitor.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I wouldn't.
I gotta go. My time's way up.
Okay, I'm sorry, Randy. Your
Good
time.
to see you. Take care.
Okay. Randy Rhodes, all roads lead to home genealogy.
Later, Randy.
Does genealogy the way it should be done. He will find things that you could not find, or expand on things that maybe you did find, and you should contact him if you are interested. I'm sorry, Ray, I did cut you off, but that's the normal closing. Randy leaves, and I plug All Roads Lead to Home Genealogy. So,
all right,
go ahead.
Well, today was a good day.
Today was a good day. I got a little bit more wired up than I should have, because I didn't think I was presenting my view, which is, no, I don't want my
child. You clarified your position, though.
Yeah, I don't want my child to miss 45 minutes or 60 minutes of math class because the red-haired purple teacher is going to take them to and indoctrinate them on something that they don't need to be indoctrinated for that 45 minutes of time. But if your child came home and said to you, "I want to go to one of these rallies, will you please go with me?" You know that you, or at least I think that Ray would say, "Yes, I'll take you and show you," but hopefully you're going to decide that you don't want to be there. Because, as you understand, because by then you will have probably explained to your child that their foundation is built on lies. And then maybe you'll go into more of it at home.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
But these teachers in the classroom with their red hair and purple socks don't bother me if they do the job that they need to do. What you do on your own time is your own time. You won't do it with my child, but what you do on your own time, if you want to indoctrinate people on your own time, you will not indoctrinate my child.
I know. I know.
They will.
Times are changing. You gotta be careful out there.
They are. But a teacher may show up in purple hair and red blotches in it because they happen to like it. I mean, I don't like what Rosa DeLauria, who is a representative in Connecticut, I don't like what she stands for, but she has a purple strand in her hair.
Well,
if that makes her happy, then that makes her happy.
I don't care what you look like, but I do care.
Right.
I do care about your character. So I'm not going to say I don't care what you do out of school, because if your character out of work, I don't care what you teaching my kid. I don't want you around them, and I don't want my kid around you. So with me, it goes further than school. Well, if I got a teacher and he's known or she's known to be doing some crazy stuff, I don't care if my student's getting all A's. My student ain't going to be around that.
I'm not going to send my student to that teacher. You know that, because they most likely have given the signs that they're going to indoctrinate a student. And that's not what teachers at the high school level, it's not what teachers even at the college level need to teach a student.
Well, until
we've been saying it since.
We just get people to just not be afraid to do what's right, because you got to, in order for this stuff to go on, there's people in high places that for whatever reason just ain't ready to pull a trigger. Every grenade has a pin in it, and that's what America is right now. America is one big grenade, and the pin just hasn't been pulled yet.
Well, those teachers have unfortunately pulled the pin, and they're trying to decide, what do I do with this damn thing right now?
Okay.
And yes, they should be removed. But I wish every parent could go back to the old days and homeschool their child. But then you're going to end up with different versions of homeschooling.
People got to work nowadays, man. People got to work.
They do.
And I mean, especially if you ain't trying to struggle. A lot of people, you got a 2 working household, and if you try to put your kids somewhere, it's going to cost you one of the incomes.
Well, we need to fix that. We need to help find legitimate learning places that you can send your child to, that are affordable for you to send your child to, if that's what you have to do. I mean, I support workfare, which is usually the equivalent of welfare, but you have to work so many hours to get it. If you have to go to work so many hours and you're away for so many hours, then your child should get cared for really for free, meaning that you don't pay anything out of your pocket, but the teacher is paid to cover their being there at the time that they're there, after school or before school. I mean, I'm lucky. I don't have to go work, so I could teach my child.
Well, I'm about to jump out of here, brother. But once again, before I go, I want to thank you. It was fun as always, man.
It got a little bit wild.
No, it don't get wild, man. It's
Call
for good ratings and good conversation. Once again, I want to give a shout out to Michael Jordan for winning yet another championship, this time in NASCAR, and a shout out to the driver Tyler Reddick, who wins his first Daytona championship.
They should give out NASCAR rings like they give out Super Bowl rings.
I don't know if they got those. What do NASCAR champions wear when they?
That's what I'm saying. You should have. You got 10 fingers, so you should be able to put a NASCAR ring on your fingers if you win 10 of them.
Hey, who knows? Mike might come up with something.
He might.
But I gotta go.
He deserves the respect for winning that.
Hour and a half today. You did good. You had a good cast.
I
had
did
great
have a good
co-hosts.
cast. I had a great cast. Randy Rhodes and Ray Higgins and the people from the Patriots Lab Network who may or may not watch the Boogie with the Bull Network ever again.
All right, brother. God
All
bless.
right.
We'll talk to you.
All right, Ray. Ray Higgins from the Patriots Lab. Make sure you watch the Patriots Lab. You will see it on Facebook. You'll see it on some other networks too. X, I think, is one of them. And I will see if I can get him to put it on Street Lock in Wimkin. I don't know if anyone watched on Street Lock or Wimkin or X because no one came over in the YouTube live chat. Or maybe they did. Actually, they did. Let's see. I gotta use this monitor to read. Actually, no, I can't use that monitor to read it. But we did have people on YouTube, which is good for YouTube. Let me get closer. Beg to use. It looks like beg to use. I'm sorry. The screen on my laptop doesn't always make things big enough. I know there is a way to do it, and I promise that we will do it. And on this monitor, it seems to have cut out before. David Novar was here on the Facebook side, so I want to thank him for being here. And my friend Kat Kuhn was here and got to see us all in action. And Ray Higgins was in the live chat. And good morning to Patriot Nation, who is always welcome. Sometimes we double up on where Patriots Nation sends us, and that's good. But I enjoy the people from YouTube being here and having fun. For a moment, we got to kind of get serious, and YouTube is the only place that I do any kind of monetization with. If I meet their goals, then they send me some money. And if they don't, then I work harder to make sure that I do. We're not in this for the money. It's more important to bring some people together and have a lively conversation that everybody gets to say what they need to say, how they want to say it, and they love and respect anybody else who is here. And I'm sorry that I did not communicate clearly what I thought I was communicating clearly this morning. I do apologize for all of that. But good morning, my friend. Long time no see. Parental access cameras in every classroom. Yeah, okay. First off, you have to have a recourse to drive a car. You have to take a hunter safety course to go hunting. Yes, you do. Yeah, you do. You do. You do. There's no reason why a American citizen doesn't have a real ID. Okay? You can be fooled into thinking that you only need it if you fly. I don't agree. You can be fooled into thinking that it's papers, and in this case, we need stinking papers. I don't know. I don't really care. For me, it was easy. I gave them my driver's license and they gave me a state ID card. Okay. And it looks like a driver's license, still has a picture of me, so people should know if I'm voting or if I'm not voting. If someone shows up with a picture of me on their real ID and they're not me, then obviously the vote people should know that it's a fake, and the vote people should be trained to recognize what is and what isn't. I know it's more that more responsibility than we expect them to have, but that's just me. Anyway, I want to thank everybody who was in the comments today on the Patriot Nation and on ours, meaning Facebook, my profile, and the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. And if you were there, you can see the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. It's www.youtube.com www.youtube.com/@Dave and you can see old Boogie with the Bulls as well, and laugh and cry and I don't know, but we're here Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Selected Saturdays, although we haven't done one for a while, and selected 7 p.m. night times Eastern, but we haven't done them either. I'm on the American Rebellion Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday sometimes at 7 p.m. with Jerry Michaels and Chuck Cook, Jen Woodruff, and whoever else decides to show up for it. That's about all I got to say this morning. Come there and watch, and come here and watch, and come there and watch, and I just try to do it. Anyway, I'm done. So we'll hit this one.